If we don't find your brother soon, we're gonna miss the party.
Oh, nerd alert.
Hey, guys. We need a car.
The thing is, I can't drive with anyone outside my immediate social circles.
But we're friends.
Should go.
Prostitution.
I know a place we can ask 200 people if they've seen him.
I don't really get all the hype about Aaron.
Well, A, he's gorgeous. And B, please refer to A.
I'm actually a worse parent than my mom.
Come on, how much trouble could he get into?
You might want to put your mask on. You're about to be an accessory to a major crime.
It's my duty to tell you you are one step away from total social suicide.
So, Victoria Justice, the darling of Nickelodeon TV.
Yes.
Who sounds like a superhero. I mean,
I know.
actress name.
I love her. That's why I love her.
Our badass lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is her big chance to break out in a full featured, release to the general public movie.
Thank God, because I'll tell you what, Vanessa Hudgens used to be on my radar. She ain't anymore. You know who is? Victoria Justice.
Is she legal?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I looked
She's
into
always
it.
been legal. Yeah.
No,
to me.
The thing about Victoria Justice, I mean, Korey, if you haven't seen her, it's like, she plays 14-year-olds all the time, but she's older. The girl she's about as skinny as that lamp, but she's got a beautiful face.
Gorgeous.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He loves lamps.
But then
And
again,
You know what? You like that until that girl blows you off, and then you go like, Psh, she ain't no ass anyway.
Well, yeah. I know you will get talked about. So the best course is to just get with me.
Girls who look like lamps are really shady, though. So.
Oh, you did. Let me find something to throw at your ass. I'm trying to find something big and hard enough.
I get it. Girls shaped like lamps are easier to turn on. I understand it, man.
Anyway. So now this is what is confusing me about this movie, because I'm looking at trailers for it. There's humping jokes in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And then I hear people talking about how there's cursing in here.
Man, okay, because you're like 10 minutes
But it's
into the
PG.
movie.
But it's PG-13.
Yeah,
but yet
it's weird. It's a Nickelodeon movie.
But it's a Nickelodeon movie. Yeah.
And it's weird because everything about it screams Nickelodeon movie, or watch this on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
And yet 10 minutes in, she bumps into a little black kid and he goes, bitch.
Yeah.
And like, the fuck is this?
Well, keep in mind that kids are a little more crude today.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
they
get
have
that.
something called the internet.
Right, but they were already crude on the last Nickelodeon movie they made, and they didn't make them crude. You know what I mean? Like, kids were crude the last time they made a Nickelodeon movie, and yet that didn't make it into that one.
Yeah, it's just out there that throws you off. Now, as far as the
And
story,
then the black kid shoots in the ass.
as far as the premise of the story, and Brian, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
All right.
It's Halloween night. And Victoria Justice, she's plays one of these gorgeous girls who somehow is an uber nerd that nobody wants to hang out with, and it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, and she's got a cool friend, and they want to go to the cool guy's party.
The party.
Yeah, the party. He's like a teenage, guy who plays in a band, and they all, you want to get with him and go to his party, but you got these dork friends. But the guy comes by, he wants to invite her. You, Victoria Justice, you hot. I want you at my party. We get to go.
Can't blame him.
We're going to this party. We're going to be fun. We're going to be popular. And her mom goes, okay, I'm going to a Halloween party, so go watch your brother. Take him out trick-or-treating.
That's what you're taking Albert out in? Oh, no, I forgot to tell you. You're going to watch Albert tonight. I'm going to a party with Kevin. A party? With Kevin? Why are you saying his name like that? It's not even a name, Mom. You're either Kevin or you're Steven. Kevin does not exist. Kevin does exist, and he is kind and employed. No, Mom, I did not agree to this. Please, don't do this to me. Honey, if you watch Albert tonight, I'll sign the application for NYU tomorrow, and then this time next year, you're going to be trick-or-treating the West Village. I love you. Thank you. You're welcome.
No.
Oh, the tag of the little brother.
Yeah.
See, I was that little motherfucker, man. I did that to my sister all the time. But go ahead.
Were you a juvenile delinquent who refused to talk also?
No. I was I talked way too much. Yeah. And I was a retarded guy with my mouth open all the time. But
Now, that's kind of the setup, but the main point of the setup is that they go trick-or-treating and the little brother gets lost. So it becomes another after-hours adventures in babysitting. Who's that girl?
How about Project X?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, because the way they make the trailer seem like it's like Nickelodeon's version of Project X, I can't help but laugh at that shit.
For them, the goal to be to get to the party, that barely features into it.
It honestly feels more like it happened one night than Project X. Like it's more about all of the events that, like, the party itself is kind of a non-point. It's where she wants to be, but it's not the focus of the movie. The focus of the movie is the search for Albert, the little brother, and the shenanigans that he gets into during the evening. So
I see. So it is one of those movies where we lost something, we got to find it, but along the way, we're going to have crazy adventures.
Yes.
Crazy Nickelodeon adventures at that.
I'm glad you brought up Adventures in Babysitting, because this movie, to me, I was watching and I was like, it feels like Adventures in Babysitting, and that made me think back to The Sitter, which was just a blatant ripoff of Adventures in Babysitting, except that it didn't understand what made Adventures in Babysitting work, which is that even though we have a character who's taking children and basically putting them in peril, we still liked Elizabeth Shue because her motivation wasn't selfish.
Right.
She was going to, like, help out a friend. She was between a rock and a hard place. And the sitter is like, oh, I'm going to get a blowjob, so I'm going to take these kids and to this bad neighborhood. And so he's a dick, and you don't like him, you don't care about the kids.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Fun Size is that it was never the daughter's intention to ditch the little brother and go to the party. Like, she was saddled with it, she was upset about it, but she still, like, went out and took him trick-or-treating, and then he just fucking wandered off. So you have that, there's
no selfish motivation behind it.
Right, it's genuine. It's like, oh shit, where'd my little brother go? I gotta find him. Like, that's basic plot stuff, but it works a lot better than The Sitter, which also tried to be Adventures of Babysitting.
So you're telling me it's actually funny?
I thought it was very funny.
No.
Okay.
Don't listen to him. Now, co-host, this is where we get to sit back and enjoy it. Now, these two sons of bitches over here have been ganging up on us for every review tonight. I never just quit fucking around, okay? I knew you
gang up on you.
I know you guys didn't like Cloud Atlas. I know y'all, I know y'all really like
we heard it. We don't forget.
Yeah, y'all just wanted to just fucking agree just to gang up on us. But now we get to see you two go.
It's always going to be an agenda. There's always going to be an agenda.
Now the hunter has become the hunter.
In my mind, I like conflict. So.
You're trying to set this shit up like WWE. Like, oh no, you didn't like Cloud Atlas.
Hey, Coles, hand me that pool stick back there. I'm gonna break it in half and make him go at
It has begun.
We're gonna have tryouts.
Okay, so this is interesting. So Leon, you didn't like it.
No.
And Brian, you're saying that this is very enjoyable.
You fucking love it.
Well, I mean, I don't. I'm sure, Leon went into it with the same very low expectation that I did.
Oh, yeah, but maybe not low enough.
Maybe not low enough.
Let me rephrase it this way. Leon, you didn't enjoy this that much. Brian, he says you a stupid motherfucker for liking this.
Man, so much shit stirring going on in here.
Oh, that's Korey for you. He'll make it up if it ain't there. Leon, just wait till you hear it edited together.
Yeah.
Oh, Leon, Brian said, oh, yeah, niggers like this kind of thing.
Don't tell people that.
Hey, Leon, I heard it too.
Yeah, I heard it, man. I'm just saying.
You know the comment section will believe that shit. Don't say that.
Oh, no, please debate this.
Yeah.
It's funny. There was a point when we got in the movie where he was talking to his roommate and it got quiet when I walked up. And I was like,
oh, come on.
It's like, here comes the black guy.
Like stupid stuff.
Yeah. That's not true at all. My roommate wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Let's look over now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But this really does make for better reviews, and we have two different opinions right here. Who wants to go first?
Brian, you want to go first?
Yeah.
We got
Obama and Romney right here.
Well, as Obama, I will go first.
I love he's even acting like Ron. He's like, oh, yeah, let's start with you since you loved it so much.
And Brian, just to make sure that the comment people are cool with you, you're going to be Obama.
Yay!
I always love hearing the negative side of stuff because people just get raw with that. Let's hear the good side. The good side first.
Okay, well, like Leon, I went in this movie with very little expectation. I'm not what you would call a fan of Nickelodeon's movies, partially because they're not aimed at my demographic, and partially because they are ass. But this
I tend to like that though.
Not ass, but
ass.
They're ass.
Sorry, Justice Ace.
But this movie, honestly, it was far more genuine than a lot of the schlocky kind of, oh, well, it's good enough for Nickelodeon type of laziness that you see in these movies. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought the jokes worked, and I thought there was just the right measure of crudeness in these characters that you don't see a lot in Nickelodeon movies. This is, I believe it was a PG-13 film. So they were able to say, bitch and ass and whatever, but they don't use it to the point of something like Superbad where it's like every other line. So to me, it's very well balanced, and I really enjoyed the story, and I thought the little Albert kid was fucking hysterical.
Who's the Albert kid? Is that the little brother?
Yeah, he's the little brother who dresses as one-armed Spider-Man for Halloween.
One-armed Spider-Man.
Yeah, he wants to. He's a crazy little mute kid, and he's like he's kind of a maniac in a lot of ways. So he's in the Halloween store and he wants to buy this severed arm as part of his costume, and his sister's like, "No, that's weird. You're a kid. How about Spider-Man instead?" So the compromise is he goes as one-armed Spider-Man. So he looks like zombie Spider-Man with like part of his arm shoot off, and that just kind of feeds into the weirdness of the character. He's wearing a mask most of the time, and then like everybody that meets him like instantly wants to hang out with him. And they address that at one point in the movie because it is weird that like the guy at the convenience store is like, "Hey, little guy, you're lost. Let's hang out. Come on, let's go drive around." And then he turns around and goes, "For the record, I'm not luring an 8-year-old into my car. I want everyone to know that."
For the record,
except he is.
But it's funny that they address the fact that it's a weird story. It is weird all the way around, but it's also, I thought, very, like I said, very genuine, and it has some emotional resonance to it. That at first I was like, "Don't go there," and then I was like, "Okay, well that actually worked."
Brian, since you really, really loved it, I do have one thing I want to ask. And this is something that, I noticed a new batch of like these Nickelodeon kids, which are usually female. They're, when they get their one movie, to really shine. I have a problem when I know somebody I think is attractive, like Vanessa Hudgens, and you see them in their first movie, and you realize, wow, they can't act worth a shit. How is Victoria Justice in this movie?
I think she's perfect. She does a perfectly good job in this movie. Like it's not anything that I would single her out and go, "Wow, that is a phenomenal performance." But I was never aggravated with her. I thought all of her choices made sense. I thought all of the motivations for that character worked. To me, everything just... It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but considering what I thought I was in for, I really enjoyed the ride.
That's good to hear.
Okay, Mr. Romney.
Tell us why you hate poor people.
Well, clearly Brian hasn't been doing a good job in these last 4 years. And everything he's done... Even the stuff that was good, he could have done it better.
Yo, you my mom?
Yeah. And I have a plan that's just like his, but it's my plan, so it's better than his plan.
Mr. Obama, your last 4 reviews have been a miserable failure.
Hey, Leon, by the way, he likes Sesame Street, too.
I think
when I get in charge, that's gone.
My opponent is a good man. He's a family man. But Fun Size was his nickname in his college dormitory.
You started out as something.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It was not real Obama, then it just went back to Brian.
You were something that became Brian.
Nobody told me I was going to have to be Obama on this fucking review.
You're right. We didn't give you a chance.
You chose it.
I know. Well, that's because Romney's a douche. But I'm sorry, you were saying something.
I'm sorry. Mr. Leon, sir.
Yeah, man. For you to come in and say like this was better than your expectations, I can't imagine what your expectations were. Because I was like, wow, man, this is so poorly half written. Yeah, they had the idea of what this could be, but no talent to pull it off. Now, I will say that Victoria Justice, she's fine in it. The role is light, and she carries it as the lead fine.
Thank you.
And if there was an actor that really shone to me, yeah, you're okay, Cole.
What are you, our agent?
I know.
Thank you.
No,
I am now.
He's her stalker.
There's a difference.
I'm excited when I get
smelling a Kleenex full of her hair.
Thank you. By telling him that she did an okay performance, he can go like, okay, well, fine, fuck the restraining order. I'm full steam ahead.
I feel justified in stalking a talented
I'm not
person.
going to waste my time anymore.
No, but probably the actor I liked the most was the actress who played her best friend. Who's
yeah.
kind of like her, like the girl who have her bitchy best friend, the one saying, "We got to go to the party, dump these nerds that keep trying to hang out with us."
Jane Levy.
Jane Levy, that's right.
Is that the girl that's going to be in the... Brian, you said she's going to be in the new Evil Dead movie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? As to be a bitchy best friend who was still likable and funny the whole time, she pulled it off. Like anytime she was on, that I liked. But the situations they wrote to have happen, I just like, this just kind of... They're so kind of lame. Like they might start off like, okay, maybe this has potential, and you might get an actor like the convenience store clerk who was funny in himself, but yet every payoff was just like, that's it.
Now, are they on the level of Nickelodeon bad? I mean, because when you say bad, I mean, that's what I'm imagining. Because as much as I love Victoria Justice, that show she's on, Victoria's, is fucking awful. Oh my God. Awfully written.
That's why I really like her. If you ever see her in that show, I don't know how you could still have any feelings toward her after that.
Hey, believe me, you could get a lot done with.
He's got feelings. They're inappropriate, but
a lot of feelings. Yeah. They're not up here. They're down there.
Yeah, they will land him in jail, but he has feelings.
But just nothing paid off in a way that stuck with me to go like, oh, that was clever, or that was cool. It's like, well, in a better movie, maybe this could have worked. You got Johnny Knoxville, who's uncredited but has a big role in it.
I saw that. I saw a picture or a scene of him in there, and I thought, really?
There's a point where he kind of takes over the movie,
and he's uncredited.
Yeah,
as well he should be.
As well he should be. It's almost.
I'm not going to argue. He's terrible in this movie. That's just the way it is.
When is he ever good? That's what I want.
But how is he still getting work?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's
as an actor. That is,
he's great when he's getting hit in the nuts.
Exactly.
But yeah, as an actor, I don't know. I mean, it made me wonder, like, did he do this as a favor to somebody? But there's so many places.
Or is somebody doing it as a favor to him?
Yeah, hey, but believe me, he ain't doing nobody no favors.
He's
being
not
in
to
their movie.
himself or anybody else.
But I sat there, the funny thing, like the movie started and Brian was tired, and I had those caffeine things called sheets. And I was like, "Hey, Brian, you want a sheet to wake you up?" And then after I gave it to him, I was sitting there. I was like, "Oh shit, it's my last one. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this movie."
I believe you said, "Oh sheet."
Yeah. Brian said, "No, I actually want a sheet, not a sheet."
I resisted going through the movie, but I kept wanting to. I was like, every so often, man, you guys come so close to doing something, and yet it kept reminding me. It was on the level of that movie Take Me Home Tonight, where it's just like, okay, one crazy situation after another that's not that crazy and not really that funny.
It's a little too random for you.
Yeah, too random and just not enough done with it. And Jane Levy, whenever she's on, hey man, it's great. But then there's a point where she's just kind of like cut out of the movie, and it's just dying to me at that point.
Wow,
and,
interesting.
And even when it's coming to the end, I was like, well, you know what? I guess the kids will like it. I mean, it's hard to tell a parent, like, well, yeah, they say shit, bitch, and damn way more than they should in ways that don't enhance the film any. But it's just almost like shock value because they could. And I'm like, well, if you could, then actually do something with it. But I'm almost like, you know what? Whatever, let it go. But then they have to go like, hey, with that where and does all this crazy random shit that you're supposed to like.
That's telling an awful lot right there.
Well, it's getting to like what really took my rating down.
Well,
there's something that happens after the credits when the movie's pretty much done, and it could have got out of there and saved.
I'm trying to prevent the spoiler from coming alive.
I'm backing up. I'm
like
backing
Green
up.
Goblin coming back in. Yeah, hey, creeping back here again.
But I mean, Brian, you gonna take that shit?
Exactly.
He's not. I mean, like it's. Look, it's his. Since I can't do Obama, I'll just do Clinton. Look, it's his opinion. He is welcome to it. I just don't happen to agree with what he's saying. No, I honestly like. There's a lot of things that Leon's absolutely right about. The difference is I see this movie as being just as light and just as kind of fluffy, but so is cotton candy, and I enjoy eating cotton candy, and some people don't.
Okay,
that is my defense. It's the cotton candy defense. It has gotten me out of many scrapes.
Yeah, well,
that's my Victoria Justice defense.
I like cotton candy too, but it's not a dinner.
Well, I tell you what. Let's.
The movie's called Fun Size. It's not supposed to be a dinner.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, hey. Well, Brian, what would you give the movie?
I will give this movie a matinee.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's right. Right to the point.
Yeah, he just blew Leon's mind right now.
No, yeah. He's like, whoa. And when he said matinee, he actually spit it on Leon. I'll get this a matinee.
It was a rental, even a low rental to me, until that part at the end when I was like, bullshit. Yeah, okay. Some old bullshit.
All right. Well, Brian, you're bigger than he is, so matinee it is.
When did that become the rule?
Since we didn't have to be in the review.
I'm curious, how will you work this out? What rating will it get on the site?
That is a really interesting thing to say. Here's what it is.
Something I will not answer.
A rente?
I think that Democrats are going to say bullshit and Republicans are going to say matinee.
Yeah.
Well, because of the Electoral Review College, our ratings don't even count.
Trick or treat, bitch!
Please, we have a situation involving a musket and a drumstick.
I have this. I did not have it.